You belong to me.
My name's Kelly, and I work as a delivery person in a bakery. There, I met my good friend Carl, the chef. Besides being kind, he's a great cook, and his bread leaves many customers smiling. That's why I like him more and more. Slowly, we spent some wonderful times at the bakery, just as our feelings grew stronger. Carl's mother suddenly passed away, which made him very sad. At work, he silently finished his tasks. Seeing his sorrow, I felt sorry for him and decided to comfort him after work, hoping he'd get over his grief. Once off work, I found him and tried to console him, but he just gave me a dismissive reply. I saw he didn't want to talk about it, so I said goodnight and left. But just as I was about to leave the store, Carl called me back. Then he mysteriously started talking about his mother. I looked at him confused, but what he said next left me speechless. He claimed his mother was still alive and might even be watching from the store. I seriously thought he was overwhelmed by grief, so I quickly interrupted him. Then he slowly leaned toward my face and, in a low voice, said his mother was angry, then ran out of the store. I stood there stunned, not knowing why Carl had changed like this. The next morning, when I arrived at the store, Carl acted like he didn't see me and focused on his work. I didn't disturb him and decided to tell the boss about Carl's situation when he arrived. But since it was busy today, by the time I returned from a delivery, the boss had left and only Carl and I were left. I planned to talk to him again, so I went to the kitchen and called him, but he just turned and gave me a strange smile. While I was wondering what to say, Carl suddenly stood still in a weird way. Then his body started twitching strangely. I screamed in fear and saw Carl standing by the fryer, his body moving oddly as if controlled by someone. As I was at a loss, Carl slowly leaned his face toward the fryer, and I saw a scene I'll never forget. He dunked his face into the hot oil. I clearly heard his loud scream as he tried to pull his head out. But something inside his body seemed to desperately stop him. I'd never seen such a strange sight. After I screamed, I fainted. When I woke up, I found myself in a hospital bed. Seeing the police, I knew Carl was definitely gone.